What's up, everyone? Just enjoying a nice early fall day here. Hair. Just the typical Sunday. It's been pretty busy, even though it's the weekend. I like to start preparing for the week on Sundays, so it's been a lot. But I'm actually currently writing a song for my classroom, and that's what I'm going to tell you all about today. Just kind of give you the ins and outs of how to do that. It's something that has been working for me for the past 2 years that I've been teaching, and the kids love it, but it's also just a way to kind of relate to them educationally and just to have fun in the classroom. So let's get it happening. Let's make it happen. Let's do it. Let's do this. So I'm at my favorite place to be on a Sunday, which is the elementary school. It is a really exciting time at our school because we are getting things kicked off since it's September, and we're starting to teach content and procedures, and so it's been really exciting. The kids are awesome. They're really wild, but they're really fun. So today I'm here just to plan for the week, to get everything printed out and ready to go, and also to finish writing a song for my kids. And I always ask the kids, who is your favorite musician, or what's your favorite song on the radio right now? And the majority of these kids said Cardi B, so of course that's what I chose to write a song for.
Toronto, Miami, yeah.
Strong enough for the pain.
Don't be intimidated by the idea of writing a song if you're not a musical person, or if you just don't have a good singing voice. Don't be intimidated by it, because this is a great opportunity. These kids love YouTube and they love music. Right now we're in this time period where they're just obsessed. When you bring those two things into the classroom and you put educational words into it, they get really excited and really engaged. And I think that's kind of what teaching's all about. You have to find what the students love, learn about the students and their backgrounds and what they like and what they're interested in, and then make it happen in your classroom. The second point I want to make before I tell you the steps to writing songs is be consistent. So when the students are kind of like, I'm not really feeling this, they're giving you a little bit of attitude, just keep pushing, keep it up, because when you're consistent, they're going to see that and they're going to want to keep going. Make sure that you have high expectations for them starting out with this music. You want them to be able to say the words clearly, to understand the words that they're saying, and to have fun with it at the end. All right, here we go. 5 tips for writing content-based music for your classroom. Basically, I'm trying to help you present your information in a different way than just talking to them at the front of the classroom, them taking notes, or whatever you might be doing. Number 1 is get to know your students. Get to know what they're interested in, whether that's having them write it on a sticky note when they come in the morning, or writing it on the board. Ask them what their favorite song is right now, or their favorite musician. Those are the 2 questions that kind of get them interested. They're like, why is she asking me about this? Take those songs that night, you take them home, and no matter how painful it might be, you listen to every single song that they like. If they don't write a song, you go to that musician and you can just type it in on Spotify and listen to that musician's top song, and that's probably the one they're talking about. You do this because you don't want to write songs to the tune of songs that you like, because most of the time you're not going to like the same music they do. Step number 2, choose a song and choose the content. Based on the options that they gave you, you want to take a song from there and say, okay, I can totally write lyrics to this tune, or if you want to start with a basic song. After you choose a song, you want to make sure that you decide on what content you want to go into the song. Whatever concept you think they're kind of struggling with the most, or they will struggle with the most, that's what you want to use. So whether that's parts of a cell in science, or whether that's talking about the battles of World War II, you want to take those really hard and big and honestly kind of boring concepts and choose those to put into the song. What I do is I just open a Google Doc and I make bullet points of the main things that need to be included in the song. That way I can cross them out when I put them into the lyrics. Number 3, you're gonna start writing the songs. If you're gonna do it all in one sitting, it usually takes 1 to 2 hours depending on how long the song is. Now, you can choose if you'd rather just do the chorus of a song to help them remember one quick concept, you can do that. If you'd rather choose an entire song and write 3 verses and have the chorus in there too, that's also an option. So it just depends on what you're going for. The way that I go about writing the lyrics is I take the actual words from the state standards and I put them in the songs. Obviously, you're gonna have to make the song lyrics rhyme a little bit. Using the state standards and the words that they want and the words that they expect, that's a good idea, just because that's preparing them for that end of the year test. You can use the state standard documents and you can also use the actual lyrics that are in the song. Sometimes there's a line or two that you can throw in there, which they really love that because that's something familiar to them. And you don't want it to all be content. You don't want the whole thing to be about World War II. Every now and then you want to throw in a fun line that kind of gets them pumped up. Number 4 is make it happen. So this is when you've written the song and you're ready to go and you've practiced it a lot. You're gonna actually take the instrumental version of the song. So you can find that on YouTube with pretty much every song, and some of the songs are also on Spotify. So you just type in I Like It by Cardi B, instrumental. You take that and you make sure before you get to your classroom that you're practicing it with the music. So this is just a preference, and honestly I think that it kind of sells it to the kids, but in order to get them really hype about the song, I perform the whole song by myself for them on day 1. So when I walk in and we start class, I just turn the music on and then I go for it. And they're like, oh, Miss B. They get really amped about it, and I think that's something that like shows them you're not afraid and you're confident. I think it just sets a cool example for them. Now you don't have to do that. A lot of people are like, nope, not gonna happen, and that's totally fine. But just make sure when you are presenting the song to the kids that you're excited about it, because that's gonna get them excited. Spread that positivity. And here's the deal, even if you're good at singing and you like music, they're still gonna make fun of you. No matter what, if you're a great singer or you're a horrible singer, you are a teacher standing in front of a class of judgmental children. Yes, so they are going to say something that is negative, or they're gonna laugh at you, or they're gonna whisper to their friends. And we just have to get over that because they're little kiddos and we just gotta move forward. You can even tell them, hey, you're allowed to make fun of me, that's fine, but I'm about to show you something that I worked really hard on and you guys are all gonna learn it. That's kind of how I present it. You're also going to pass out song lyrics to them. So the song lyrics that you made maybe on Google Docs, print those out for them just on a sheet of paper and pass it out to the kids, and they'll have that to look at while you're presenting it to them. Once you've presented the whole song to them and kind of performed it, then you're gonna tell them how you wanna break it up. When you're teaching them the music, you wanna do it step by step or stanza by stanza if that's how you made your song. So say that you're teaching about World War II and you've got a song that has all 10 battles that they have to know about World War II in it. You don't want to try and teach them the whole song in one day because they will not remember it and they'll get really bored. So you want to take the first stanza and say, today we're going to master this stanza, and you just practice it over and over and over. A lot of times I have them say the words first, and then we will practice just the words, no music. And then once I feel like they have the hang of it, I turn the music on and they love it. They are so pumped when the music comes on. So take it stanza by stanza and make sure they've mastered that before you go to the next one. You want to explain your lyrics to them like your lesson. That's going to be your typical mini lesson, is when you take that stanza and you teach them what do those words mean. Even though they're cool and they rhyme, what is that all about? Then they can practice it as a class. All right, you guys, step number 5, last step, it is showtime. So once it's showtime and you've taught the entire song to the class and they've learned it and they've mastered it, they've studied the words. I even let them study the words for homework, and they actually don't mind doing that. So let them study the words once they've practiced it over and over for maybe a week or 2 weeks. Sometimes it can even take 3 weeks, and that's totally fine. Now it's time to kind of let them have it and let them perform it. You can do this so many different ways. In my room, I don't let them do this until I know they are ready for it, but I will let them stand on their chair or on their desk and do a little dancing while they're performing the song. I turn the smartboard off, I take their lyrics away, and they have to show me that they've memorized it and that they're ready to go before they get on their desks. Then they get on their desks and they just love it. They take ownership of it, and it is probably the most beautiful thing ever because you're seeing them retain the knowledge that you've been dying for them to learn, and they're actually having fun doing it. So let them stand on their tables, let them stand on their chairs. If not, you can set up a performance in front of the other classes in your grade level or in front of your administration. You can have them come in and be judges, kind of like American Idol. So all kinds kinds of really fun things you could do maybe on a Friday after they've learned it and mastered the content. This is their time to shine, and this is the best part for you. You literally get to sit back and watch the magic happen. It's beautiful, it's awesome, and it's super encouraging because you actually can see the fruit of your labor. We don't get that very often as teachers, so it's definitely rewarding. Hopefully this kind of helped you guys wrap your brains around what it means and how to write music for your students. Hopefully you understand that this is something that really does work. It's tried and true. It works with every group of students as long as you're choosing music that applies to them and that they love. But really quick, I just want to throw you guys 2 resources that have music involved that I love. The first is called Flocabulary. Most of you probably know what this is, but it's basically a website that takes content from every grade level and every content area and subject, and they make hip-hop music and cool videos to go along with it. It's a website, flocabulary.com, and unfortunately it is $100 a year for a subscription, but most schools will pay for it because it is really educational. But if not, then you can create a donor's choose, and that will get funded pretty quickly since it's about $100. Definitely recommend Flocabulary. It's a great introduction into your lessons if you kind of like don't have an activity that day. It's awesome, and you can even use those for some of your songs. You can take pieces of that, so I love Flocabulary. The other one is actually a fellow YouTuber. His name is Mr. Bet, and he has a YouTube channel where he creates all American history. He takes content that the students have to learn and puts it into a music video. He is very musical. He plays the guitar and sings. His content is very strong. He also uses like popular music that's on the radio. So kids love watching him. Definitely check out Mr. Bet's class as well. Hope that you guys liked the 5 steps for writing content-based songs in your classroom. I'm really excited about tomorrow to finish teaching the Cardi B song, and I can't wait to see how the kids respond. Make sure that you like this video and subscribe to my channel. Maybe even share it with your colleagues this week, and we'll see you next time.